Bueno, bienvenidos a esta lección sobre el clima y los países. Can-do statements associated with this lesson. I can identify and recognize weather conditions in different geographical locations. I can write about the weather and geography in a target language country. You can copy and paste here the can-do statements that resonate with you. And tell me, what would you like to learn about the weather in Spanish? And what sounds interesting to you? You can write this in English. So because we're going to be talking about the weather in places of South America, let's go over the vocabulary of the countries, los países. Venezuela. You can repeat after me. Colombia. Ecuador. Guyana. Surinam. Guyana Francesa. Perú. Bolivia. Paraguay. Brasil. Uruguay. Argentina. Chile. Let's move on to step number 1. So en el paso 1, we have which country here? We have Ecuador. Okay. We're gonna see what the weather is like in Ecuador. So here we have the weather, el clima en Ecuador. ¿Sí? What day? ¿Qué día? El lunes 29 de julio. And here we have the clima weather for martes 30 de julio. And we see here clearly that the weather information is provided by region. There is a region called insular. It's right here. There is another region called litoral, which is right here. Sierra y Amazonía. So based in the description of the weather for insular, sierra, litoral, and Amazonía, determine where in this map is insular, litoral, sierra, and Amazonía. And do the same for this one. Again, this is Ecuador. This is Ecuador. Ecuador, el Océano Pacífico, the Pacific Ocean, Colombia, Peru. The Amazonia region of Ecuador is right here in this zone because it's part of the Amazonian region. So once you identify using any tool that you have at your disposal, so I'm going to show you what you could do. You can actually take a text box here and say here, okay, this is insular here. So I'm going to write here, insular. So you can do the same. You can create a text box and identify the insular, litoral, Sierra, and Amazonian regions. Once you are done with this part, we move on to the next paso. Okay. And in this paso, we have 3 different cities: Guayaquil, Quito, which is the capital of Ecuador, and Cuenca. Okay. And we have the weather: nublado con claros, lloviznas aisladas, variado entre parcial, nublado y nublado, chubascos dispersos, niebla, nublado con claros, lluvias dispersas. You may use Google Translator to figure out what that means. Now, what is this? máximo 31 grados, mínimo 22 grados. What is that? What does this look like? Is it what these numbers are when you're talking about the forecast? You're totally right, it's the temperature. So based in this description of the weather for Guayaquil, Quito, and Cuenca, answer questions 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Don't forget that this is temperatura. Temperatura here. Okay. So take your time and do it. And when you're ready, you should be able to do the exit ticket. Which country we have here? Colombia. It is my country, Colombia. Okay. So based in the description of the weather over here, tell me what the weather, clima, is going to be in La Playa, the sea, Costa de Cartagena. Cartagena is right here. It says Cartagena. Tell me what the weather is going to be like in Spanish. El Amazonas is always this area over here. So tell me here in Leticia what the weather is going to be like. And Las Montañas in Bogotá, this is going to be right here, Bogotá. So based on the icon that you see, describe the weather. Give me some sentences. And that's it. That's all you have to do. When you're ready, please enter your answers and save the information and send it to me. Hasta luego.